J Hood.
It's so good to have you guys a part of my life. And when I tune in every day, even though I don't call in as much as I should, I keep it locked in all the time.
Carmen and Yurko.
Building off that bourbon analogy, like obviously if when I put it in my barrel, it's not going to be ready in 6 months.
Right.
To Chris's point, like you can go into the rick house, take the bunghole out.
What?
That's what it's
What's
called.
going on here?
That's what it's called. You can taste the whiskey.
Oh, he's tasting it now.
Are there people that go right from the hole?
Yes.
Get Carmen and Yurko podcasts at your favorite pod place or on the ESPN Chicago app. Carmen and Yurko, weekdays noon to 3, ESPN Chicago.
Parents, tired of conversations that go nowhere?
How was your day?
Fun.
With conversation starters from parenting.org, you can turn fine into fun.
What was the funniest thing that happened today?
I was sitting next to Piper at lunch, and she had this, chicken fish patty thing.
Text Convo to 51550 for weekly conversation starters, from silly to serious. And connect more with parenting.org from Boys Town.
This is ESPN Chicago, WNVP, WTBC, HD2 Chicago, a good Karma Brands radio station.
Coming up on SportsCenter all night.
Drama in Dallas.
He feels disrespected because he saw what happened with Dak and Feedy. And the difference between him and Dak and Feedy is they did have some type of negotiation. There was plans in place to get a deal done.
August baseball is underway.
2-1 on Perkins, and this is a fly ball into left center field. Racing back is Young at the track. It is gone. Blake Perkins, a 2-home run night. It's a 2-run shot, and it's 8-2 Milwaukee. Have yourself a night, Perk.
The latest from fall camp.
Terry McLaurin's going nowhere. The reality is, it's like, Terry, you're a commander. You're under contract. And we're really hoping to give you more money. And if it's not enough, play it out. But you're not going anywhere.
Plus, a night of WNBA action.
Lacan. Deflection. Charles. In and out. Morrow is there. Timeout, New York.
I like a lot of different things during the game. There's pancake. I got a little pocket pancake right here that I munch on. They're wonderful. You want some?
Oh, those are delicious. Pizza, bagels, what else do you keep in your pocket?
Whatever fits.
From the worldwide headquarters of ESPN, this is SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Chris Lewis.
A fun and high-scoring night of baseball action. With it all, we'll start in Miami, with the Yankees playing in front of a lot of their own fans on the road against the Marlins. New York, they built a 6-0 lead in the 5th inning. The Marlins had lost 23 straight games, went down by 6 runs. But they scored 4 in the bottom of the 5th, made it a bit closer, but a Trent Grisham 3-run blast in the 7th gave the Yankees a comfortable 9-4 lead. How did the Marlins respond? How about 6 runs on 7 hits in the bottom of the frame to take their first lead of the night? And you thought that was crazy. The wildness of this game was just beginning. Anthony Volpe hit his 7th home run since the All-Star break in the top of the 8th. That tied it at 10. Volpe struck again in the 9th with a double that was part of a rally to take the lead in the 9th inning. The Marlins had one more punch in the bottom half.
1-0 pitch. That one a ground ball through the right side. That's a base hit. They're going to send Sanoha. That got under Caballero's glove. Murcia at third. He comes in to tie the game. And X, the possible winning run, is at third base. You are kidding me. In his first game as a Yankee, Jose Caballero just whiffed a routine ground ball in right field.
940 WINZ, and I'm telling you, you call 162 baseball games in a season hoping to have one as crazy as this one. Absolutely bonkers game. To that point, they had 6 lead changes and 1 more lead change.
2-1. Ramirez with a little dribbler right in front of the plate. Catcher Wells picks it up. X comes in and scores from third. In the craziest game of the year, it's a swinging bunt from the former Yankee prospect, Agustin Ramirez, to walk it off. Speed demon X comes in from third. This game is over, and this team is electric.
I want to call it 940 WINZ. Walk-off fielder's choice in the bottom of the ninth that traveled 6 feet as the Marlins beat the Yankees 13-12. First player in the last 20 years to record a walk-off RBI on a ball that was batted within 10 feet. Game had 7 lead changes. Again, crazy. Marlins trailed 6-0 in the 5th. It's the Yankees' first blown 6-run lead since August 13th, 2023. That happened to be against the Marlins. It was nuts. Edwards and Stowers after the game with former Syracuse softball player and now Marlins reporter on FanDuel Sports Network, Kelly Sacco.
Guys, there were too many big moments. We couldn't pick just one. We're to start over here with X in the 9th. How would you describe the way this unfolded?
A lot of good at-bats, a lot of quality at-bats on our end. Lucky error in right field, and just team at-bats across the board.
Kyle, you guys were down by as much as 6 here tonight. What does this win say about your team?
Yeah, we're just never out of it. Shout out to all the fans. The energy was awesome in here. That was a lot of fun.
Another grand slam for you. How do you continue to get things done in those big moments?
Just be on time and, I don't know, control the controllables. Sho told me to just focus on the ball and not the moment, so that's what I tried to do.
That's the perspective from the winners. How about from the losing side, manager Aaron Boone?
Yeah, I mean, obviously a really tough one. To build a big lead, Roto's kind of cruising early on there and then just had trouble with the strike zone there those last 2 innings and just got up to a point where it was, I had to go get them. So, kept pulling away and then they took the lead and a lot of fight to get back to tie it and then take the lead there with 2 outs again in the 9th. And, unfortunately just, had a tough time holding them down, obviously.
Well, the Yankees lost a late-inning dramatic game. The rival Red Sox won one of those games against the Astros.
The pitch to Anthony. Swinging a high fly into center field. It is way back, and it's going to win the game. It's over McCormick's head. Abreu scores. Roman Anthony's first walk-off hit gives the Red Sox a 2-1 win in 10.
WEEI 93.7 FM. It was Anthony's first career walk-off hit. It was just his second career walk-off opportunity. And for the Red Sox, their 9th walk-off win this season. That ties for the most in Major League Baseball with the Giants. To Citizens Bank Park, where the Phillies hosting AL Central leading Detroit in their first game since the trade deadline and the acquisition of former Twins closer, I should say, Johan Duran. It was also Philadelphia's alumni weekend, meaning a large crowd got to see his Philly debut.
Phillies feeling the difference of a closer tonight. Fans are feeling it. The pitch is swung on, line to left. Kemp waiting. He makes the catch, and it's that easy. Johan Duran comes on and retires the Tigers in order, and the Phillies get the win and the save for Duran in his debut.
On Sports Radio 94, WIP 5-4, Phillies win. They trailed by 3 runs entering the 7th. It snaps the Tigers' 4-game winning streak. Philly has won 9 of their last 10 against Detroit, and Duran in his Phillies debut had the great intro and everything. That's become a staple of Minnesota. They brought it on to Philly, and after the game, he was with NBC Sports Philadelphia.
Welcome to Philadelphia.
Thank you guys.
How about that? I mean, I know you're used to that whole entrance. That's pretty incredible, buddy, in a sold-out crowd.
I think the last time I feel like that's at the playoff. Yeah, in the 23, so it's amazing, got it entering like that, like with the stadium, a lot of people, it's amazing.
Well, Joe, you better get used to it because this is every night in this city, man. It is incredible.
I love it. I take it.
And, hey, look, man, emotions have to be running high. I know you've been doing this for a number of years, but, when you're with the new team and you come in after you watch this comeback unfold for the Phillies offense, there was no way you were going to allow them to score, were you?
Yeah, no chance. I don't take that chance. I try to go there and do my 3 out nice and easy.
Well, it was nice and easy. It took only 4 pitches to get those 3 outs. Joan, tell me about what it was like coming in from the bullpen after getting traded and going through all these last couple of days.
I can't explain, it's amazing, it's something, it's my dream, I can't say nothing, right now. I'm too excited. It's like too proud, it's an honor to me to be here in this team and with this fan, they love baseball.
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
Oh, boy. Hey, who came up with the whole entrance? I mean, I know it's all part of the mantra of a closer. Who came up with it all?
Dustin May and Elvis Martinez. He the translator to me because that's my first year. I don't know speaking English too much.
No, that's it. Yep. That's great. Hey, listen, go enjoy it with your teammates. Indeed. And remind Diego that he did a really good job tonight, too.
Yeah, he did really good.
These guys just keep getting better, man. It's awesome.
Well, tune into baseball action today. Phillies host the Tigers. Game 2 of the series, presented by Progressive Insurance. Coverage begins 3:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. This is SportsCenter All Night, and my name is Chris Lewis.
Micah Parsons posts on social media he wants to be traded.
It's one thing to actually make the request. It's another to see it come to fruition.
This has been bubbling under the surface for a while. Micah Parsons wanted a deal last offseason. They didn't do it, but he was willing to be patient.
Every other successful franchise, they are desperate for a player like Micah Parsons. They do whatever they can to make Micah Parsons happy.
He is the type of player where if you lose him, you are looking to replace him for a decade or longer.
Well, let's get into it. The Parsons saga, the contract saga, has reached the trade request stage. Parsons took to social media Friday to make the announcement. He wrote on X, "Yes, I wanted to be here. I did everything I could to show I wanted to be a Cowboy and wear the star on my helmet. I wanted to play in front of the best fans in sports and make America's team once again the team my pops and I grew up cheering for way up in Harrisburg, PA. Unfortunately, I no longer want to be here." Again, this is Parsons on X. "I no longer want to be held to closed-door negotiations without my agent present. I no longer want shots taken at me for getting injured while laying it on the line for the organization, our fans, and my teammates. I no longer want narratives created and spread to the media about me. I had purposely stayed quiet in hopes of getting something done." Again, that was Micah Parsons on social media. How did it get to this point? Here's ESPN insider Jeremy Fowler on SportsCenter.
This has been bubbling under the surface for a while. Micah Parsons wanted a deal last offseason. They didn't do it, but he was willing to be patient. This should be a slam dunk because he has no knocks against him. He's on a second contract. He's a young player. He's premier. No injury issues, no off-the-field issues. So this is a very clean, easy deal to do. He feels like he's been as patient as he possibly could. Now, the Dallas Cowboys have no intention of trading him based on all that I've gathered. It would take a lot to even make Dallas listen to this situation. Certainly teams are going to start calling. We see it with trade requests all the time where the player ends up staying somehow or they work out a deal. We saw it with Myles Garrett not too long ago. But that statement was significant because you're dealing with not only Micah Parsons, but you're dealing with agent David Mulugheta, who probably is the most powerful agent in the league. And so it looks like Dallas was trying to skirt Mulugheta to get to Parsons. That didn't sit well with either side, it appears.
You think Fowler should always have that soundtrack in the background when he talks? Parsons is set to make over $21 million this season, and the fifth-year option of his rookie deal as the defensive end, noted, not linebacker, a little less money there at the DN spot. The team had no comment on Parsons' request. The Cowboys, they hold his rights through 2028 with the use of the franchise tag. Adam Schefter on NFL Live discussed if Dallas would trade the pass rusher.
I've been trying to think of the last time that Jerry Jones traded a Pro Bowl caliber player away, and I cannot think of any. Now, there are comps out there. If you look at the time that the Raiders traded Khalil Mack to the Bears right before the season began in September for a couple of first-round picks and other compensation. That would be the closest comp. But Jerry Jones wants to win now. He's not looking to win in the future. He's not looking for future draft picks. And his history suggests that he won't be willing to make a trade here. Now, again, we have yet to hear from the Dallas Cowboys on how they feel about this particular situation. It's one thing to actually make the request. It's another to see it come to fruition. Could it happen? Yes. Every other team would love to acquire any one of these players. But for it to actually happen takes an awful lot, because you got to satisfy the player with his contract and the team that is trading him away.
Parsons recorded 52.5 sacks in his first 4 seasons. And as ESPN analyst Bill Barnwell notes, good teams don't give production like that away.
Think about the way we talk about the Cowboys. They are a banner franchise. They're the team we probably talk about the most here on ESPN. The teams who trade away young superstar defenders are frankly not the highlights of the NFL. It's the Jets trading away Jamal Adams, the Jags trading away Jalen Ramsey, the Raiders trading away Khalil Mack. Some of the least successful franchises in football are the teams trading those guys away. Every other successful franchise, they are desperate for a player like Micah Parsons. They do whatever they can to make Micah Parsons happy. They do whatever they can to sign him as quickly as possible. And the Cowboys, for some inexplicable reason, think the opposite is the best way to go.
Parsons expected to remain a hold-in at camp. Coming up next, the other big NFL trade request. This is SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio.
This weekend on ESPN Radio.
Play Keith, throw to first, got him.
The Detroit Tigers storm into Philadelphia to face the Phillies. Coverage begins today at 3:30 Eastern and tomorrow at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Presented by Progressive Insurance. More SportsCenter All Night coming up next.
This is a Bears town. We worship great defense. We appreciate frigid temperatures when our 11 are battling their 11 on the lakefront in January. We love a helmet with a chunk of fresh turf lodged in it. This is a Bears town. And we are the new home of the Bears. ESPN Chicago.
We're definitely going to be late for kickoff. We should be at the game by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I've got to fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple of towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We missed tailgating because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas. Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the whole first quarter.
Football fans, download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FOOTBALL to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FOOTBALL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FOOTBALL for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code FOOTBALL.
Hey, this is David Kaplan. I love the heat. Give me 90 degrees and a chance to be outdoors, and I'm a happy guy. But when you step out of the heat and into your home or business, I totally appreciate being able to control the temperature to make everybody comfortable. My friends at Atomatic keep your AC system running its best no matter what Mother Nature throws at us. And if something were to break down, Atomatic can help find the best system for your space and have it back to the perfect temperature in no time. Go to Atomatic.com. That's @O-Matic.com.
Hey, it's Carmen, and I've got the golf course for you, a championship-style course, quiet atmosphere, unrivaled course conditions. I'm talking about Stonewall Orchard Golf Club. Stonewall Orchard's been one of my favorite courses in Chicagoland for years. Check them out up north in Central Lake County. Their pristine country club course conditions are a huge draw. They have been the host site for the Illinois PGA, several U.S. Open qualifiers, and currently the Korn Ferry Tour qualifier. Treat yourself to one of the finest must-play courses in the Midwest. Go to stonewallorchard.com and book a tee time today.
Whiskey fans can learn a lot from Professor Carmen DeFalco.
Not too many people that can have sports knowledge and also whiskey bourbon knowledge.
Carmen's amazing. I do like whiskeys and bourbons. Still kind of a novice, and he helps me understand a little bit better what I should be looking for.
I'm a hardcore bourbon guy, and I listen to Carmen Yurko every day.
He can pull out the very essentials that I can't even taste.
Stay tuned for details on the next session of Whiskey U, an ESPN Chicago production. Cap and Jay Hood, morning 7 to 10 on ESPN 1000, Chicago's home for sports.
Listening to Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Chris Lewis.
Presented by Progressive Insurance. The Micah Parsons trade request has taken a bit of an attention away from the Terry McLaurin trade request. He wants to be traded from Washington. It's another complicated contract negotiation, according to former GM Tom Telesco on Amber and Ian.
Terry McLaurin's situation is just different. And this one, I don't envy this one at all. This one's really, really difficult because he's a foundational player for them on and off the field. So a great representative of the team. And he's been a durable, consistent producer on a team that's been, really up and down for a long time, and now they're up. But when you look at their football team, they were an older roster last year. And coming into this year, they haven't gotten that much younger. So they're still a little bit older. And I see why they're doing that. They have a quarterback that they can win with, so they're trying to stack it. But you do have to look towards the future a little bit. And now you have, your best – and then you brought in Deebo Samuel and you paid him. And you've got your best receiver, Terry McLaurin, looking, for a raise. And he's not old, but age is a factor. I mean, when you do these contracts, it has to be part of the discussion at least. So historically, the numbers tell your receivers, you hit 28, 29 years old, historically, numbers can start to dip. The production will dip.
There has been no movement towards a new deal, according to ESPN's John Keim. But on Unsportsmanlike, Chris Canty says the Commanders need to pay up.
I don't understand why you don't want to pay this guy. See, sometimes these organizations, these front offices, they can operate in these negotiations with a tad bit of hubris. And it feels like that's what's happening with Adam Peters right now. Sometimes the worst thing that can happen to you in sports and in life is to have success early on because you think you know it all. And you try to hardline every single negotiation. You try to win every deal. Here's the thing that every successful business person knows. You can't win every deal. Every contract negotiation ain't going to be a deal. Sometimes it's just getting the contract signed. And in this instance, that's exactly what needs to happen with Terry McLaurin because he means so much to Jaden Daniels' development.
Well, according to Keim, team sources have said multiple times that the Commanders won't trade McLaurin. And it's uncertain what interest that he'll draw from teams, knowing that they'll have to surrender that package to trade for him and then also pay him more than $30 million per year. ESPN front office insider Mike Tannenbaum agrees with that assessment.
Terry McLaurin's going nowhere. The reality is, it's like, Terry, you're a commander. You're under contract. And we're really hoping to give you more money. And if it's not enough, play it out. But you're not going anywhere. And if you look at Josh Harris's DNA, going back to all the other teams he owns, and basically a front office and head coach who have batted 1,000 since they've been there, why are they going to trade Terry McLaurin? You can't please everybody in every situation, so you can't just indiscriminately say, oh, okay, you can leave on August 1st when you have a good team and he's a great player.
McLaurin has surpassed 1,000 yards for a franchise record 5 straight seasons. This is Sports Center all night. Chris Lewis on ESPN Radio. It's a loaded baseball slate. Great matchups across the board. But we're going to start with this game on this baseball segment. What game? Rockies and Pirates. Yes, because that might have been the most insane game all season long. And it didn't look that way when the Pirates put a 9 spot in the first.
3-1 to Kutch. Swing, fly ball on a line to left. Back to the wall. There it goes. A 3-run home run by the number 2 hitter in the first inning. Andrew McCutchen with long ball number 11. The Pirates have scored 9 in the first. 9-0 Pirates here at Coors.
It all sounded good on Sports Radio 93.7 The Fan. 9 runs in the first inning for the Pirates for the first time since July 9th, 2017. And no team had overcome a 9-0 hole in the first inning since 2006. But it was one of those nights in the mile-high air. The Rockies chipped away, still trailed though 16-12, entering the bottom of the ninth. Of course, it wasn't done.
0-1 pitch. And hit deep to left. Is it enough? Going back, Pham, and gone! It's gone! You gotta be kidding me! Brenton Doyle with a 2-run home run. Rockies have come all the way back to win it, 17-16. Crowd is going crazy.
850 KOA. Now, I called some games for couple of years in the Pioneer League. That was the minor league of, based in the area of a lot of Rocky Mountain, mile-high air type environments. You would see games like this. You don't see games like this, though, often in Major League Baseball. 17-16, Rockies beat the Pirates, overcoming a 9-0 deficit in the first inning. First team, the Rockies, to win despite allowing 15 runs since the Red Sox beat the Rangers 19-17 in August of 2008. Again, this was a high-scoring day of baseball. Big one in the AL wildcard race between the Rangers and Mariners in Seattle. Seattle entered one game ahead of the Rangers in the standings and finished 1 run better in this game thanks to a walk-off.
The stretch and the pitch to JP. Swing and a drive. Deep to right field. Going and going. Goodbye, baseball. Walk it off. J.P. Crawford with a walk-off 2-run home run. And the Mariners win it 4-3 over the Rangers here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Seattle Sports, 7:10 a.m. 22 wins by 1 run this season for Seattle, third most in Major League Baseball. Cubs, they blanked the Orioles.
Swinging a drive to left field. Back goes Happ. Happ on the track. He's there. He's got it. And the Cubs win the ball game. Tyler O'Neill gave it a long ride. On a different day, that would have been out of the ballpark.
That was on the Cubs radio network. So the finals 1-0. The Cubs blanked the Orioles. They're shut out for the 11th time this season, tied with the Guardians, Rangers, and Royals for the most times shut out in the American League, while the Cubs, it is their 13th win by shutout this season. Elsewhere in baseball, the Reds beat the Braves 3-2. It was 6-3 White Sox over the Angels. The Athletics topped the Diamondbacks by a final of 5-1. But coming up next, boy, has the Micah Parsons saga taken another turn. How will the Cowboys resolve it? This is SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio.
Clinton and Friends on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, Sirius XM Channel 80, and on the Watch ESPN app is where we are. Clinton and Friends, ESPN Radio. See you on the internet, kiddos.
The Waddle and Sylvie audio experience.
What are those guys' names?
Siegfried and Roy. One of them's gone.
They both died.
Are they both done?
Yes, sir.
That's another name or names. When you're younger, you always got it mixed up when you heard it.
Siegfried and Roy?
I thought there were 3 of them. I thought there was Sig. I thought there was Fried. And I thought there was Roy. I'm like, where's the third dude?
Oh, I just got cramp.
I
got a laughing cramp.
If you missed something, get the podcast on the ESPN Chicago app.
Or listen live daily 2:30 to 6:30. ESPN Chicago.
Want to get 30% stronger in just 8 weeks? Then GNC Amp Whey Bolic is your protein. From America's #1 protein powder brand for building strength, Amp Whey Bolic delivers ultra-pure, fast-digesting whey protein packed with 6.2 grams of leucine for faster gains in muscle growth and recovery. If you want more out of every workout, then settle for nothing less than a premium formula that's third-party tested for over 285 banned substances and proven to get you stronger, faster. Go to your local GNC for Whey Bolic and get ready for gains.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlog projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters' experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
Sports icon and equality champion Billie Jean King shatters glass ceilings on and off the court in the world premiere play Billie Jean at Chicago Shakespeare Theater. Performances begin July 18. Tickets at chicagoshakes.com.
At National Geographic Society, we believe in the power of wonder. We're supporting a new generation of explorers to ask questions, make breakthroughs, and bring the future closer. Wonder awaits. Will you join us? Visit natgeo.org/wonder.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Chicago's home for sports is in your home through your smart speaker. Just ask Alexa or Google to play ESPN Chicago.
Listening to Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Chris Lewis.
Presented by Progressive Insurance. Bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at progressive.com.
Half-hour headlines on Sports Center all night.
Giants get some revenge against the Mets in New York. Fever beat Beckers and the Wings without Caitlin Clark. Cowboys defensive end Micah Parsons wants a trade as contract talks stall.
Micah Parsons posts on social media he wants to be traded.
It's one thing to actually make the request. It's another to see it come to fruition.
He is the type of player where if you lose him, you are looking to replace him for a decade or longer.
Parsons took to social media Friday to make the announcements. He posted, "Yes, I wanted to be here. I did everything I could to show I wanted to be a Cowboy and wear the star on my helmet. I wanted to play in front of the best fans in sports and make this America's team once again. The team my pops and I grew up cheering for way up in Harrisburg, PA." Parsons continued, again, on social media, "Unfortunately, I no longer want to be here. I no longer want to be held to closed-door negotiations without my agent present. I no longer want shots taken at me for getting injured while laying it on the line for the organization, our fans, and my teammates. I no longer want narratives created and spread to the media about me. I purposely stay quiet in hopes of getting something done." And that was Micah Parsons on social media. ESPN's insider Jeremy Fowler on whether the Cowboys can resolve this.
Well, based on his statement, I would say that that's a hard no. He does not appear he wants to relent. But we do see with trade requests around the league, the trend seems to be that a player requests a trade because they're not getting any momentum on a deal. The team re-engages on a contract, and they find a sweet spot. Trey Hendrickson requested a trade in Cincinnati. The Bengals have no intention to trade him, so they're trying to work out a deal. Terry McLaurin, that situation in Washington is still pretty fresh, so we'll see what Washington does, but they have no plans to trade McLaurin either. So it's a matter of a player has to be willing to sit out the entire season if a team simply doesn't want to trade that player, and it can get very sticky in this situation. But we know how Dallas does business. They did CeeDee Lamb's deal a year ago back in late August. They did Dak Prescott's deal on the eve of the regular season, week 1. So sometimes in these situations, cooler heads can prevail, but Parsons definitely seems fed up and doesn't want to go anywhere else but outside of Dallas right now.
Well, Parsons set to make over $21 million this season on a 5th-year option of his rookie deal. The Cowboys, they had no comment, but they do hold his rights through 2028 if they elect to use the franchise tag going forward. It's all part of the reason why Adam Schefter notes that trade requests don't usually lead to trades.
You brought up Myles Garrett. Could anybody have taken a stronger stand against his franchise only to have it flip a couple of months later to sign a deal that made him the highest paid non-quarterback in football? Do you think Jerry Jones is going to want to trade Micah Parsons? No. I've got teams across the league, fans for them texting me, are we going to get Micah Parsons? Are we going to get... Jerry Jones, I would think, is not open to trading Micah Parsons right now. That doesn't mean that later this summer he couldn't revisit it, but I would imagine Jerry Jones still wants to try to win a Super Bowl. Micah Parsons is going to give him the best chance to win a Super Bowl. And we've seen any number of players come out, take strong stands against their franchises, from Deebo Samuel to T. Higgins to Brandon Ayuk to Myles Garrett. And not to say that a trade can't get done, but usually, more often than not, it doesn't.
Well, Parsons said his agent, David Mulugeta, approached the Cowboys prior to last year about a contract extension, but the team's focus was on Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, who became the highest-paid quarterback, second highest-paid receiver. Now, offensive lineman Zach Martin was another high-profile contract dispute. And that's all within the last few years. ESPN analyst Marcus Spears on SportsCenter gave Micah Parsons some credit.
In that, what Michael wrote, he called Jerry Jones a snake. I don't know if anybody interpreted it that way, but he said we had a meeting and he left as if we were negotiating a deal without talking to my agent. He said, you tried to snake me. He didn't say that verbatim, but that is what I contextualized when Jerry supposedly thought that they had a negotiation done or they started to negotiate. So if Micah is dug in, kudos to you, bro. I hate to see you go. I would love for you to be a Dallas Cowboy as long as possible because you're a phenomenal player. But at some point, Jerry and Steven is going to mess with the wrong one, and they're going to stand on business for real and not show up to play games.
Spears, he continued.
Therein lies the problem. I'm sick of saying it. This is Jerry. This is what he does. This is who he is. We get on this damn TV and we make excuses for dumb decision making, and we've been doing it year after year after year. I'm done with it. I don't need nobody to tell me to calm down. Micah gonna get paid. Don't worry about it. He gonna build it up all the way into the offseason. The problem is there are ramifications for that. It's not just about Micah getting paid. It's team chemistry. It's camaraderie. It's a locker room with their guy, one of the mantelpieces of what this football team is going to have success with if they get him in the locker room. And I'm going to tell you this. I feel like this, man, and as much as it hurts me to say this, because I don't want to see Micah in another uniform, somebody got to stand on business. One of these players got to stand on business and finally say, nah, I ain't going to conduct business this way.
Cowboys teammates took to social media to support Parsons. At least 3 teammates, Travion Diggs, DeMarvion Overshown, and Wanye Thomas, changed their avatars to include a picture of Parsons. Micah, well, he's expected to remain a hold-in at camp. This is SportsCenter All Night. Chris Lewis here on ESPN Radio. To the WNBA, where the Fever continue to thrive without Caitlin Clark. Their winning streak is up to 4 games after beating the Wings.
McDonald has a big on her. Snaps the pass to Mitchell right wing. Feeds, foul line. Tosh later. She's a double-double machine. 11 points and 15 boards and counting with 3:25 to play. Fever up 80-69.
That's John Nolan on 107.5 The Fan. Fever beat the Wings by double digits, 88-78. And Natasha Howard had a double-double, 11 points, 16 rebounds. Paige Beckers for the Wings finished with 22 points. The Connecticut Sun, who've been struggling quite a bit this season, they take it to the New York Liberty.
LeCon, deflection. Charles. In and out. Morrow is there. Timeout, New York.
That's on Ion TV. Sun 78, Liberty 62. New York drops to 0-3 this season without Breanna Stewart in the lineup. They were 17-7 with her in the lineup. But the most entertaining game of the night was between the Sparks and Storm. 2 overtimes needed before L.A. separated.
Here we go again with the ball in Plum's hands with a chance to win. Kelsey against Wheeler. 7 on the clock. Hamby diving in. That one is up and in with 4.3. And a reset timeout by Seattle.
That also on Ion. Sparks beat the Storm 108-106, 2 overtimes. And Kelsey Plum scores 22 points and adds 7 assists. The other scores in the W, Valkyries beat the Sky 73-66, and the Dream pound the Mercury 95-72.
SportsCenter, 50 states and 50 days.
We go coast to coast. We going coast to coast.
On ESPN Radio.
We move along, 50 states and 50 days. On Friday, we stopped by Florida. Here's ESPN Radio hosts Mia O'Brien and Ian Fitzsimmons on the details of Florida you haven't heard on Amber and Ian.
What fun facts can we learn as ESPN's SportsCenter program travels to 50 states in 50 days to honor our great nation about the Sunshine State?
How about this one? We all know, you just call it the Sunshine State. It ranks number 10 in the U.S. when it comes to annual sunshine.
Wah, wah, wah.
Really?
I mean, part of it is the rain. Like, unfortunately, there are a lot of hurricanes here.
Florida has more golf courses than any other state. Not surprisingly, it has around 1,250 golf courses. It's, there's a lot of people like to go down to Florida to retire. Just over 21.3% of the state's population is over 65. Only
Terry,
Maine has a higher population of retirees.
Do you know what people in the South say about Florida?
It's heaven's waiting room.
Nope. It's New York that has attached itself to the buttocks of Georgia. One of my favorites here that Tara came up with, at the time of the dinosaurs, Florida was entirely underwater. Therefore, no dinosaur fossils in Florida.
That was actually where I was going to go next, too.
That's awesome. That's an unbelievable tidbit. I had no
There's a
I had
chance
no clue.
we could be underwater again soon enough. Let's be real here. I hear that all the time, and that's why I'm glad I live
California.
in Jacksonville.
Hello.
I'm just 20 miles from the border, so I can get up to that buttocks. I can get up to Georgia real quick. I'm not worried. I will be there, and I can get to the border in like 40 minutes. So
Can somebody
I just need a
please clip
40
me
minutes.
as saying I can get up to the buttocks? just take that little clip, and we're going to need that in perpetuity.
Florida, more toll roads and bridges than any other state.
I believe it.
And more sinkholes than any other state.
Believe that too.
I'm glad I haven't seen many of those yet, but I read about them. I remember reading a book, Tangerine, as a youngster, and they talked about the sinkhole that ate their school, and that scares me to this day.
Oh Lord. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
that
really
got
sad.
dark. I was about to speak to Led Zeppelin.
It's
reference
okay.
with
It was good
Tangerine,
because
but-
then the kid had to go to a different school where he actually made friends, so it was all happy. It's all good.
Let's end on a happy note at the happiest place on earth. Walt Disney World Resort is the most visited entertainment resort complex in the world with an average 58 million annual visitors. And the Magic Kingdom is the single most visited amusement park in the world, bringing in around 20 million visitors per year.
Sounds like a lot of fun had. But up next, we head to Tennessee for the MLB Speedway Classic for 50 states in 50 days. Meanwhile, to the Diamond, where the Giants, after recently getting swept by the Mets, got a bit of revenge in New York.
So Adames comes down the line from third, and here's Diaz to the plate. Swing of a line drive up the middle, into center field, base hit. And the Giants go back ahead 4-3. So they get their automatic runner home.
KNBR, Giants finish the Mets 4-3, and in the process, it is the Mets' fourth straight loss, and it snaps what was a 6-game losing streak for the Giants. Meanwhile, the Royals and Blue Jays, another big-time important series in the American League. Bobby Witt Jr. has the big blast.
Gausman set. Here's the pitch. Witt hits it in the air deep to left field. Down near the pole and gone into the second deck. A 3-run shot by Bobby Witt Jr. And it puts the Royals up 5-1 in the third inning.
That on 96.5 The Fan. The final score was 9-3 Royals. And the Blue Jays are just 1-5 in their last 6 games. The previous 9, they were 8-1. Dodgers blanked the Rays 5-0. Brewers topped the Nationals 16-9 in another game where both teams nearly got to double digits. Of course, the Brewers did. Nationals went away. Guardians in extras, it took 10. They beat the Twins 3-2. Coming up next, did the Knicks make the right move in extending Mikal Bridges? This is SportsCenter All Night on ESPN Radio.
The traditions, the rivalries, the drama.
Every week there was something magical.
This is the most wide-open college football season we've had ever.
21 days until week 1 kicks off. College football lives here. ESPN Radio. More SportsCenter All Night coming up next.
Whiskey fans can learn a lot from Professor Carmen DeFalco.
Not too many people that can have sports knowledge and also whiskey bourbon knowledge.
Carmen's amazing. I do like whiskeys and bourbons. Still kind of a novice, and he helps me understand a little bit better what I should be looking for.
I'm a hardcore bourbon guy, and I listen to Carmen Yurko every day.
He can pull out the very essentials that I can't even taste.
Stay tuned for details on the next session of Whiskey U! An ESPN Chicago production.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
I'm the guy that never gives 5 stars because I never believe that anything is perfect. But I would give them 20 stars if I could.
Ernest Stella Review belongs to QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative treatments. They came through when he badly needed relief for his aching knees, and doctors had told him that surgery was the only option.
What they're doing is cutting edge, and it really helps. And I'm a tough sell.
QC Kinetics is led by National Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, a pioneer in this field. field with 20 years of clinical work, tons of research, teaching, publishing in non-surgical natural pain treatments. These are the medical pros to trust.
I'm living my life basically pain-free from what I was dealing with, so I'm a happy camper today, no doubt about it.
QC Kinetics. Call today to see if you're a candidate.
Call QC Kinetics, 312-809-5955. That's 312-809-5955. 312-809-5955.
Bears voted in favor of banning the tush push. They know what the play was, and they're just going on the term tush push. That doesn't sound very posh. Is that a profane term? I don't want it.
It sounds uncomfortable. Go ahead.
That too.
Ow! Ouchie! I haven't done that. Ouchie!
Cap and J Hood presented by ESPN Bet. Weekday morning 7 to 10 on ESPN Chicago and the ESPN Chicago app. Waddle and Sylvie, now weekdays 2:30 to 6:30 on ESPN Chicago.
You're listening to Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Chris Lewis.
On Thursday, New York Knicks forward Mikal Bridges agreed to a 4-year, $150 million contract extension. The deal includes a player option for the 29-2030 season and a trade kicker. Bridges ineligible to be traded for 6 months after signing the extension per NBA rules. According to Shams Charania, Bridges took a slight discount from his max extension number. On PTI, Frank Isola and Mina Kimes discussed the new deal.
They acquired Mikal Bridges from the Brooklyn Nets for 5 first-round picks. So you have to sign Mikal Bridges because you're not going to get 5 first-round picks. And I get it, the front office patting themselves on the back about saving $6 million. He could have asked for 156 or the maximum he could have gotten. But there weren't a lot of teams out there that are going to pay $150 million. Mikal Bridges, I don't want to sound like Hubie Brown. I love the guy from this standpoint. He plays all the time. His streak is at 556 consecutive games. You know, he'll guard the opposing team's point guard. He's a terrific role player, mostly a mid-range jump shooter more than a three-point shooter. But for the New York Knicks, they invested a lot of money in OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges. Bridges stays healthy all the time. OG Anunoby, that somehow could be risky. But let's face it, the Knicks also looked at the landscape in the Eastern Conference. No Tatum next year, no Tyrese Halliburton. This is their window, and they're paying for it.
I went with tolerable. Meh. I mean, I don't think either side feels particularly great about how this is going, to your point, and it feels like the Knicks had to do the deal because the amount they invested in the trade. But I won't say that Bridges did them a solid or he sacrificed that much. However, he took a little bit less, kept them under the second apron. They also retained the ability to potentially trade him, which could be coming up at some point. And then from his standpoint, he's coming off of his worst three-point shooting season since he was a rookie. Struggled at times in defense. Some of that might have to do with the previous coaching staff and how they used him, so perhaps that'll change. He did, of course, have those big moments in the playoffs. So I think this makes sense for both sides, even if it doesn't feel like, you know, a needle-moving move.
He was a part of the Knicks team that made the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 25 years. It's time to take you through today's top sound.
Sports Center all night.
Oh, my goodness. Check it out on Sports Center tonight.
Today's top sound.
How good is that? Are you not entertained?
Number 5.
We get it started on the hardwood. Natasha Howard at the rim on 107.5 The Fan.
McDonald's has a big honor. Snaps the pass to Mitchell right away. Feeds, foul line. Tosh later. She's a double-double machine. 11 points and 15 boards and counting with 3:25 to play. Fever up 80-69.
Number 4.
To the diamond, Gleyber Torres belts one deep on 97.1 The Ticket.
The 3-1. Swinging a high fly ball, left field deep. Kepler going back, looking up. Goal! How about it? Gleyber Torres
with a 3-run shot here in the third to give the Tigers a 3-0 lead.
Number 3.
Top of the third in Cleveland. Stephen Kwan saves today with a laser throw. The call on WTAM 1100.
Next pitch swung on, line to left field. That'll be a base hit. Kwan comes up charging. He's throwing to the plate. Lee slides, tag, get him! Oh, what a throw by Kwan! How did he do that?
That's incredible.
Number 2.
Drama in Miami as the Marlins exploit a Yankees blunder that tied the game in the ninth. On 940 WINZ.
1-0 pitch. That one a ground ball through the right side. That's a base hit. They're going to send Sanoha. That got under Caballero's glove. Murcia out third. He comes in to tie the game. And X, the possible winning run, is at third base. You are kidding me. In his first game as a Yankee, Jose Caballero just whiffed a routine ground ball in right field.
Number 1.
And our top sound of the night, Augustine Ramirez delivers the dagger on 940 WINZ.
2-1. Ramirez with a little dribbler right in front of the plate. Catcher Wells picks it up. X comes in and scores from third. In the craziest game of the year, it's a swinging bunt from the former Yankee prospect, Augustine Ramirez, to walk it off. Speed demon X comes in from third. This game is over, and this team is electric.
On one of the crazier days of the season in Major League Baseball, 5 teams scoring in double figures, and in a couple of those games, there was both teams eclipsing the 10-run mark or more. And then you have the Nationals, who also had 9. So it was just a lot of runs, crazy swings, and a lot of fun if you're watching on TV or at the ballpark. It really was one of those days in the bigs. Weekdays at 6 a.m. is Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio. And of course the show is heating up with football season just around the corner. Chris Canty went in on a number of topics, including the pressure on Caleb Williams.
It's okay to not acknowledge the pressure that people outside of the building are putting on the thing. But when it comes to the pressure internally, there is pressure to deliver for your teammates. When you got the ball in your hand, you carry the hopes and dreams of everybody with that franchise.
Yeah.
And as a quarterback, you have to respect that position. You have to respect that trust, that confidence that everybody is putting in you.
Yeah.
So there's pressure from that perspective. But from that soundbite, I didn't get the sense that he was talking about that. I got the sense that he was talking about the pressure of the expectations based on being the #1 overall pick.
It's Nick Sirianni that's coming off of his second Super Bowl appearance and his first title. Despite that, Canty is a bigger fan of Matt LaFleur than the Eagles head coach.
This is somebody that the organization was on the fence on before last season on whether or not they were going to fire his ass. So I'm not going to sit here and crown Nick Sirianni because they went on a magic carpet ride run. I'm not going to do it. Listen, everybody wanted to line up and crown Doug Peterson. They ran his ass out of town a few years after he won the chip. And that was the Eagles' first Super Bowl title. So I'm not going to crown him. Conversely, what Matt LaFleur has done, what I've seen in Green Bay, transitioning from a legendary quarterback in Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love, and keeping that succession of 30-plus years of outstanding quarterback play going in Green Bay is impressive. So, yeah, I got a bank full of respect for Matt LaFleur in terms of his program building. A ton of it.
Meanwhile, cut away to Eagles fans saying, when are we ever going to get our respect as Super Bowl champs? Whether it's Jalen Hurts or Nick Sirianni, they feel like they're getting this short stick. SportsCenter All Night never gets the short stick, even as we wrap up and hand out our thank yous to our producer, Josh Kapke, and our technical director, Cameron Berry. My name is Chris Lewis. Coming up next, it is the best of Unsportsmanlike. This has been SportsCenter All Night, right here on ESPN Radio.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Canty from Unsportsmanlike. Miss any of the show this week? Well, just download the podcast and catch up on the wild week, and make sure you tune in Monday beginning at 6 a.m. Eastern right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2.
The
The Waddle and Sylvie audio experience.
Everything is blue sky and sunshine. Everything is soft serve ice cream and wine. It's all delicious.
Did you say soft serve ice cream and wine?
Yeah.
Is that a combination?
Ice cream, chillin', ice cream.
Waddle's a bad dessert guy. There's not many things that Waddle's bad at. That's his kryptonite.
Get Waddle and Sylvie podcasts on demand in the ESPN Chicago app or listen weekdays 2:30 to 6:30 ESPN Chicago.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
It was a doubleheader in August and really hot inside the concession stand. So instead of waiting for people to come to me, I figured I'd walk around yelling, "Hot dogs here!" And that's how I became the first hot dog vendor in sports.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Evan Cohen here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sports book for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
We asked parents who